games down and 1 to go for the Greek Freaks, and while the team is 2-0 and already punched their ticket to the playoff, they are looking for more as they take on the disciples of the Father Devin Booker, live from the SDFC in downtown Phoenix on this Tuesday night. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mahirson Hassan, and welcome back to the Greek Freaks pregame show. We have a lot to talk about on what could be a potential playoff matchup between these two sides looking to end their season 3-0, and for the Greek Freaks trying to go unbeaten in the regular season for the first time in franchise history to add on to what has already been a historical season. They got a big win last week over the Detroit Pistons, 55-45, to truly clinch a playoff ticket for the first time in program history. So with that, let's roll the tape. It started off with a lot of dominance from the get-go. They wanted to get out strong, and they got out strong, as we see Jacob Mitkoff get this bucket as he led the team in points. This game was a little bit rough at times. It got choppy down the stretch as the Pistons captain goes down. He was banged up and exited the game, stayed out of the game for the rest of it after that knock. And with the score being 47-21 in favor of the Greek Freaks about halfway through the second half, head coach Andrew Durst turned into Oprah. You get some minutes, you get some minutes, you get some minutes. And there were also some shots going up as well as Declan Membrilla able to get underneath the basket and bounce it off the backboard and in down the gullet. Had a few other players showing up. Eric Matsumoto almost went to the free throw line for his first points in his career, but it was denied. The foul was put on the floor. But either way, everybody got at least 9 minutes in the game. Final score, Greek Freaks 55, Detroit Pistons 45. Now, the Greek Freaks in this one won the turnover battle once again. They only had 3 compared to the Pistons, who had 13. And the biggest point of this entire season has been ball movement. After a stellar performance against the Flint Tropics in Week 1, they had 8 assists in Week 2, already improving from last year. The only negative, though, being out-rebounded 42-27. And there was not any time where the Greek Freaks led the game in rebounds. Some of this could be because of forward Kavish Siddhartha, who was out with injury for the first 2 games, was on as the interim head coach in Game 1, while sitting on the bench and essentially acting like Andrew Durst's assistant in Game 2. Looking at the stats, individual stats that is, Jacob Mitkoff leads the team in points with 22, along with 2 steals. Henry Smarto has 8 points and 8 rebounds. Abe Mogelson has 7 points and 3 blocks. And Declan Membrilla has 6 points, all of them being second chance points. I caught up with Declan after his career night, and this is what he had to say about the performance and about being on the team in general.
It was really, really nice. I really enjoyed the game today. This is the most fun I've ever had, and just it feels good when the boys are behind you and everybody's working, everything's pumping.
Taking a look at their matchup tonight at the SDFC against the Disciples, they are also 2-0, the only unbeaten team in the Tuesday League. As I said at the top of the show, a big game for this Greek Freak side, who is already on the side of history. And with that, let's take a look at those freaking injuries. Kavish Siddhartha, probable for this game, with an injury that has kept him sidelined for the first 2, and Declan Membrilla is doubtful with work. Still a lot of things going down for the side, a lot of things to take into the playoff games, which will start next week. And with that, we'll talk with head coach Andrew Durst, who will join me in studio to discuss last week's win, to discuss this week, and what to look forward to in the future as postseason play comes down the lane. I'll take a quick break, and I'll be back for more right after this on the Greek Freaks pregame show. Welcome back to the Greek Freaks pregame show and another edition of Coach's Corner. I'm Mahirson Hassan, joined by the Greek Freaks head coach Andrew Durst. Coach, a lot to talk about. How are you feeling after the win last week? A 55-45 win over the Detroit Pistons, and you guys are heading back to the playoffs.
Well, I mean, we feel great. I feel great. I mean, our first clinch ever, technically, and, because the other one done. We don't talk about that. But, yeah, we feel great. I mean, this is a tougher matchup than we've had. I mean, those first 2 teams are both 0-2 still, and this is the only other undefeated team. But we feel great. We're ready to go out there and compete. And, yeah, this is going to be a fun one.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at some of the matchups there because you guys have been doing well in some instances where you look at the ball movement, it's getting better. When you look at the shots and the players who are starting, it's getting better. But at the same time, this team has struggled in rebounding, and some of this could be because of forward Kavish Siddhartha, who has been out with injury for the first 2 games. Could be probable for this game. If we do see Kavish in this game, what do his minutes look like?
I mean, they're going to be hopefully pretty high, especially if he's at 100%. I mean, he's playing like he has been playing in the previous seasons. He's playing starter minutes. But hopefully, I mean, we don't know 100% at this point. If he's still kind of banged up, but he can play, I'd hopefully play him in kind of a limited role just to make sure he doesn't tweak it again. Because we want him for the playoffs. I mean, that's what really matters. This is just kind of a jumping off point, hopefully. But, I mean, I can't I can't overstate rather his impact in the lineup, especially getting boards, and he can also distribute as well. So we are really excited to have him back. That's for sure.
Kavish Siddhartha starting in that second or small forward role with Henry Smarto last year. While Smarto took a lot of rebounds, Kavish was there with a good backup and to get second chance points. Now let's take a look at the opponent, another unbeaten team.
Yeah.
In the disciples of the Father Devin Booker.
Of course.
Interesting name. Interesting player as well. What do you look to see from that game? And I think the more important thing is that this year has been a little bit interesting that once you get to about halfway through the second half, you know you guys have won, right?
Yeah.
You know you can play some reserve players. What does it take for you to go from playing a good 30 full minutes to playing a good 40 full minutes in a game like this?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question because that's something that we've usually had to do is what we were kind of the team that was clawing back at the end or usually choking at the end as we've seen. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a jump because it's kind of, we've gotten into these games, we've been ready like they're real games, and then they do kind of end up being not super competitive. So it's going to be definitely a bit jarring, I think, at first for these guys that have not had at least not a lot of defense stopping them because we've been able to score pretty well compared to, at least in the past, at least having open looks. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a jump because this team, I've seen them myself, scouted them some. I mean, they can really ball. They have a lot of physicality, a lot of size, and we're gonna have to just make sure we kind of regulate our minutes well enough so our best 5 guys are out there when we need them the most, and that could be at the very end of the game. Maybe we pull away or they pull away at the 30th minute, but we want to at least put ourselves in the positions where we can compete in those final 2-3 minutes if we really need to.
Both teams have qualified for the playoffs for now. This one, all about seeding, and for all you know, it could be a playoff preview. Coach Durst, thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in to the Greek Freaks pregame show for the final time this regular season. For the call, Mihirson Hassan. On a night where the Milwaukee Bucks are taking the Phoenix Suns here at the Footprint Center, just down the road here from the downtown Phoenix SDFC, the Greek Freaks take part in their final regular season game of this 2024 season and winter and season 4 in program history, wrapping it up against disciples of the Father Devin Booker, a battle of the unbeatens to decide the highest seed in the Tuesday League. Hello everyone, I'm Mihirson Hassan, and welcome to downtown Phoenix on the 3rd floor of the Sun Devil Fitness Complex on this Tuesday night. Both teams have clinched their tickets to the playoffs. Now it's all down to seeding. With that, let's take a look at the starting lineup. It's Henry Smarto in the tip-off circle. Joining him, Jason Wright, Jacob Mitkoff, Abe Mogelson, and starting for the first time this season after being out injured for the first 2 games, Kavish Siddhartha. On the other side, it's 22, 10, 11, 15, and 20. 8 p.m. Tuesday night, downtown Phoenix. Only one thing to do. It's time to get freaky. Greek Freaks moving from right to left. Disciples of the Father Devin Booker going from left to right. Out to the near side wing, or corner I should say. Either way, shot down 3-0 in favor of the home side for today. Jacob almost put 15 on a scooting wheel for a while, and now play will be stopped for a while. Good hustle shown there by Jacob Mitkoff. Coming off a 22-point performance against the Detroit Pistons in the last game. He pops this one up. It's off towards the right. Henry juggling around, grabs the rebound, gets it back, and in. Greek Freaks cutting it down to 1. It's 20. 20 splits the defense. Can't bag the bucket. Abe able to grab it off the ground. Abe Mogelson coming off a 7-point day last week. His first big game in a while as he gets a big three there. 18-50, Greek Freaks have the lead. No-look pass, right wing, and back to the distributor. It's 11, backing around, rolling towards 15 in the paint. Popped up, right wing, off back iron, and Kavish Siddhartha with his first stat of the season 4 with that rebound. Kavish spinning, can't get the bucket, but he will head to the line. Kavish Siddhartha making an impact in the small forward role as we approach the 18-minute mark. Kavish Siddhartha, one of the OG members of the Greek Freaks, a part of them back in season 1. Refined his talents since then as his first free throw wriggles out. Kavish this year with 0 stats overall, trying to add to a Greek Freak side that this year has been 58%, or pardon me, that was in the last game, 58% from the line, 48% overall. It's 20. 15 up against Jason. To the left elbow with 10. Trying to roll around, sees the lane, can't finish at the rack. Back to Abe. Running the distribution point today with Tom Penn on the bench. Abe spinning around, and he'll head to the line. Abe Mogelson from Minnesota, or as he would say, Minnesota. I had a priest in my Catholic school who was from Minnesota. He would say it the same way. 0 for 3 from the line today for the Greek Freaks. 16-50. Same 5 on the court to start this one. GF on the double. 12 or 22, I should say. Pardon me. 2 threes for the Disciples. It's tied at 6. Nifty move by Jacob. He'll take it himself at 20. Bats it away. Good work there on the defensive end. 15. Sees a lane, right wing, pops it in. Back-to-back threes from the Disciples, who praise Devin Booker as their own father. Jacob. Rolling down, floater, short. Bobbled around, last touched. Off the Greek Freaks. $15-50, and now here comes Dottie, also known as Tom Penn. He'll take a spot in the front court. Kavish Siddhartha will be out. Andrew Durst talking about Kavish. He said on Coach's Corner that he really hopes he can be back, and he wants Kavish to get a high number of minutes, but also manage his health. 15 off the front iron, offensive rebound. Back to Jacob, but the hot potato gives it back to 20. 20 again. Nifty move. Will be a shooting foul. 2 shots coming up for number 20. Or so it seems like. Pardon me. Foul on the floor. 10 with the inbound. 20 gets it again. 10 on Jason. The 20, now to 11. Finds a seam down the baseline, banged off the back part. And the Greek Freaks are going to fumble it. A little bit surprised by that call. Left wing, nifty move by 11. Down the lane, past Henry. Smarto will grab the rebound. Moving around. Defense sets up once again. Greek Freaks down 9-6. Abe wriggling around, trying to get it towards Henry. And it was last touched by the Disciple. Or pardon me, the Disciples will get this ball. Very interesting play there by Abe. Just let the ball roll out on the sideline. Presumably thought it was going to be remaining with the Greek Freaks. 11 double teamed. 22 in the corner. Rolling around. 20 off the back iron. Greek Freaks using a little bit of a mesh, if you will, with the defense today. As Jacobs 3 off counter, 10 with the rebound. Back the other way. Jacob almost again had the steal. Second time today that's happened. 20 up. Going to the line again. Greek Freaks going with a somewhat zone look. A 2-3 zone, as they've alluded to and made their philosophy starting last season in Season 3 and coming to fruition this year in Season 4. 20 misses his first free throw. Andrew Durst said there might be a mixture of it today with a lot of players including Tom, Jason, even Abe playing man against some of the best players from the Disciples. Lucky bounce for 20, 10-6 in favor of the Disciples. It's Jacob, left wing 3, too far. If there's anything for the Greek Freaks this season, it's the fact that they have not played a full 40 minutes. In other words, they have to be perfect. 10-20. Rolling around, tipped, almost got it. There's Tom, is 11. Can't drive to the rack. If there's anything working in the Greek Freaks' favor defensively, drives have not worked. All shots, most shots that is, have been either free throws or from long range. Tom, volleyball line. Too far. Abe, good rebound. Good board. Back to Dottie, off the leg of 15. Possession will stay with the Greek Freaks. Might have been intentional, might have been inadvertent, but nonetheless, Tom Penn retaining possession for GF in maroon. 11:55. Inbound to Jason, popped up, back with Jason. JC Boo with another good retainment. Abe, 3, rolling around. Henry, put back, no. Rolling around, 15 on the break to 22, hot hands. Not too much transition game in this matchup so far. That being a little anomaly from what we've seen. 11:26. Shot clock inadvertently went off. And I think there might have been a technical foul. Buzzer was called, thinking there was a timeout. There wasn't. And the Greek Freaks have 2 shots at the line. 2 shots, and a part of me. Now it will be a half court. There we go. Okay. Part of me for the stammer. Tom Penn, 2 shots for the technical. Everybody behind him at half court. Wriggled out. 10:42. Clock continues to run. Greek Freaks down 10-6. A team that did well in the first half against the Flint Tropics, up 25-12. Had a strong performance against the Detroit Pistons. In the first 30 minutes, at the end of it, if you will, they were up 47-21. Back with Tom again. Greek Freaks within a possession now. Jacob, thought about the 3. Now he'll take it. And it almost goes in. Henry with another offensive rebound. Gunning down low, and it's airballs. 11. Nifty pass to 10. No behind the back. It goes back to Tom. Tom with a 2-on-1. He's got Jacob to his left. Takes it himself. No. 20 the other side to 23. First time we see him handling. 21. Got it. Did something for the Disciples, much like Drake would like it. A defensive one so far as we're under 10. Here's some Hassan here from the downtown Phoenix Sun Devil Fitness Complex. Glad that you could tune in on this Tuesday night. Last game before the playoffs as Henry Smarto puts up a desperation attempt and will get the foul. No shot clock in this league, but Henry Smarto saw a lane and decided to take it. No good. Greek Freaks have struggled from the line today, hitting a mere one, which was from Tom's technical foul free throw. Kavish back in the game now, in the backcourt with Tom. Second one, also missed. The charity stripe has been not so generous for the Greek Freaks. 10 misses. Both teams struggling on the offensive board right now. Just a matter of who breaks through. Dottie on the wing. Jason, double teamed. Keeps it himself. Good sling to Kavish. 3. Bingo! The Gucci Man is back in action. $20. Thought about it for a while. 11. We'll keep it in play. $20. Poppin'. Charity stripe. Missed left. 10 with the board. 21. Again, another putback. Down in the paint. 14-10. Disciples of the Father Devin Booker leading by 4. 7:36 left in the opening 20. Abe, corner 3. Back-to-back triples from the Greek Freaks. $10 on Kavish. 11. Hard coverage by Tom. Last touched by Jason. Stays on the offensive side for our home side. Change coming as 15 returns to the game for 20. He'll take the inbound pass here. Under 7 from the SDFC. 15 with a long pass. Back to 10. He'll settle. Crosses the timeline. Top of the key against Kavish. 21 off of Tom. No foul called as Henry controls. Abe, double teamed. Good find to Henry, draws contact. And Smarto goes back to the line. Henry Smarto today, what has been a struggle at times, but could tie it up here. Off back iron. Finn Hogan, Big P, checks in the game for the first time today. He checks in. JC Boo, Jason Wright, checks out. Henry misses again. Kavish, big rebound. Henry down the lane, spins out. Baby Jokic getting stymied at the rim, if you will. Tough night for the Grand Junction man so far. 15. Slithers by Kavish. Finds 12 in the paint. Triple teamed. Batted up. Back to Henry. There's one thing he's done good today. It's through the boards. Abe slithering. Runaway. Abe can't find Finn. He's grabbing for the ball. His butt is on the floor. He's nestling it. Timeout being echoed from Andrew Durst's bench. And apparently, the referee is not going to spot it. Jump ball going the other way. And now they'll give it towards the Greek Freaks. 4:44. The Blake Maisland time. Pardon me for that. Shout out Blake Maisland. I don't want to see you. I don't want you as my lawyer. 23 on the cut around, and he sung that a little too high. 15. If 15 were the height of Giannis, that would have been caught. Because he's not Giannis's height, that was not. Kavish down the lane. Can't find Finn again. Playing that small forward spot. Big lineup for the Greek Freaks is 15 right wing. Seems like that's some contact. He did. Kavish backtracking. Gives up 3 shots to their opponent. 350. Still got a good chunk of this game. Still got second half coming up. 15 at the line. Sinks his first. Detroit Pistons went decent when it came to free throw attempts. 2 for 5 last week with 40%. Flint Tropics around the same margin. 2 shots already from 15. And a timeout called by Andrew Durst with 3:19 left on the clock. Shout out to my birthday. So let's see what head coach Andrew Durst can do here as the first break is burned. Quick break, and I'll be back for more right after this from the downtown Phoenix SDFC. 16-13, Disciples of the Father Devin Booker lead against the Greek Freaks. 3:19 left in the first half. 15 at the line, made his first 2. Echoed to his teammates. Easy shots. He'll get it back here in the offensive board. Luke Foster in the game for the first time today. Jacob able to get the bat in his favor this time. 1-on-3. Takes it himself. Too much. Close again. Luke can't get to the rebound. 10 the other way. He'll get the easy bucket. 18-13. 4-0 run for the home side. Jacob. That's off 10. And the foul will be called on 10. They were arguing that Jacob had a little bit of an elbow, a little bit of push, but it was not seen. Luke with the inbound to Jason. He's in trouble. It's back with 23. 3-on-2. Nice passing. Nice finish. Very Devin Booker-like, if you will. They've had a great trio this year, the Suns. Jacob, no help. Almost got it. Back to the charity stripe for GF. Jacob Mitkoff talking about his craft after a big performance against the Flint Tropics. If I'm not mistaken, no double-digit performances in the first 2 seasons he was a part of the squad. That is in 2023. Double digits his first 2 games. Two for 2. First time the Greek Freaks have made all free throws on a trip. Not 2 after what was a dismal performance last week from the line. Nobody went for 2 for 2 in that category. 23. Big body on big body. 12 in the paint. Floats short. Jason squabbles up the rebound. Kavish, nice catch. Jack, deep. The other way. Missed up. Kavish able to get it. 1 minute left in the first half. Greek Freaks down by 5. Kavish down the lane. Got it. 1 ball game. Ten again. Rolling around. Right lane, 12 just has to push it up. Did not get full contact on it, but he gets it right back. Fading away, got it, and 1. Full court pressure, working to the Disciples' delight. 20 seconds left. Nobody calling a timeout. Andrew Durst could call it if the Greek Freaks want to go the other way. A few moments where points have been coughed away by GF. As the N1 is missed. Kavish off 15's leg. Timeout. Was a timeout called? It was called on the... Timeout is called by the Greek Freaks. 3 seconds will be put back on the clock as the buzzer sounded. On the court, it's Luke, Jason, Kavish, Jack, and Jacob. calls to Mark Middle. This is very similar to what we saw in Game 3 of Season 2. Greek Freaks tied up at 47 apiece. Luke looking for options. Gets it off to Jack. Jack to Jacob. Jacob with a heave, and that one got stuck in the rafters. So that's the end of the first half here from the downtown Phoenix SDFC, and for the first time this season, the Greek Freaks trail at the halfway point, down 22-17 against the disciples of the Father, Devin Booker. I'll take a quick break, and I'll be back for more from the downtown Phoenix Sun Devil Fitness Complex right after this. Stay tuned, folks. You're watching Greek Freak Basketball on my YouTube page. Back underway here from the SDFC to start off the second half. Greek Freaks down 22-17 against the disciples of the Father, Devin Booker. I'm Mahirson Hassan. Thanks for tuning in on this Tuesday night. Both teams clinched their playoff tickets last week with the win to move to 2-0. Now it's all about seeding and essentially the Tuesday League title. The playoffs will include teams from all over, including Tempe and teams in the Wednesday League, which is much bigger than today's matchups. It's 12 on the left wing, misses. Jacob with the board. It's Tom, Henry, Jason, and Abe. The only change is Tom out in front, as he'll miss that. Tom had 20 points off the bench against the Flint Tropics, only 3 against the Detroit Pistons last week. 11. Both teams skewing threes to start this one. Jason in trouble, tries to stay with it, he can't. He's been caught up in rough situations today. 20 dribbling the other way, thought about the pop, trying to lean for the foul, he can't get either, nor can he get the shot. 12 with the good board. 10, no looker, finds Abe instead. 18-38, Greek Freaks looking to go unbeaten for the first time in franchise history. Tom, bounce pass to Henry, cradling, and can't put it away. Henry Smarto caught in another trance. And now the existential question is upon us. Will he make it? There we go. There we go, Henry. Defensive board. Still though, 1 for 2, not bad for the big man. 12 the other way. Henry, charge! Big man stands on big ground. A shift of momentum from the visitors. Chance to make it a one-ball game here. 17:30 left in the game. Jacob, 3. Too much. Henry back with the board. Double teamed. In trouble. Finds Tom. Dottie only on 20 for now. Henry again. Tom pops. Wiggles out. Henry can't get the rebound. Ball on the floor. Jason to Tom again. Searching around. Jason underneath. Gets it to go. In one. Jason, Kenneth Contavious, Zacharias Wright to the line. Leans into the free throw, 12 with another board. Abe on the ground, jump ball, Greek Freaks. Oh no, it's a reach called. Somehow he dapped up the official. I don't know if I would do that. If that's me, I think I'm going for some choice words there. Or at least somewhat of an explanation. 20, trying to get past the jump of Jacob. 16 minutes. Essentially the Tuesday League Championship right here before we start off the playoffs. Reach called on Jacob. 10 with the inbounder once again. 10, right wing. Back iron, Abe, board, good hold by Tom. Team doing much better in defensive situations compared to years past. Jacob flung towards Abe. Right side. Controls for now. Finds Tom. Not about the chance. 20 bats it out. Stays in the offensive end. I'll zoom out this. Jacob. 3 short. Somehow got on the rim. Was not expecting that. Tom bats it out. A telling sign of this game today, a defensive performance, defensive matchup, as Jacob Mitkoff checks out for Kavish Siddhartha. 15, pump fake towards 22. I'm getting my numbers mixed up today, my apologies. 15 to 22 again. Right-hander short. Henry cradles. Abe, long 3. Air ball, Kavish can't save it. Tried to be like Superman, ended up being somewhat of a super flop. $15. Pump fakes around. Point guards playing somewhat of a chess match against their respective defenses. Far corner. Peter Griffin from 22. Jason the other way. Kavish bounce pass to Tom. Abe almost got it. Jason grabbing, jump ball. Disciples. Home side keeps possession up 25-20, 13-16 left in regulation. Greek Freaks going back to the playoffs for the first time since season 2, first time truly clinching a playoff spot. Already 2-0. Regardless of the result tonight, this is their best record on paper. 20, skipping around to 15, 12. In the paint, can't get it. 20 on the board back. Put back. 27-20, 5-0 run for the visitors, who are up by 5 at the half. Jason to Tom. Tom with the lane. Scurries out towards the 3, now towards the paint. Bounce pass to Jason. Up, short. Henry batted back to him and back in the gullet. 12-17, top of the key, 20, 11. Pops left wing, off the left iron. Abe going the other way. Playing that point guard role, we haven't seen him do that in a while. He was the big guy in doing so in season 2. Kavish rolling around. Abe backs out, backed in. Hander no good, Kavish no good. Henry, third time's a charm. Back to a one-ball game here from the downtown SDFC. Greek Freaks, 27-24, they trail. 20 from the left wing. 11 over the top of Jason. Leans into contact. Won't get the 2, but he'll shoot 2. Greek Freaks, not known for giving up fouls this year. 11 overall. The average of 1.10 per person and 5.5 per game. First one rattles out. Sub coming as 23 returns. So change near side as 12 heads to the bench. A big border for the Disciples, number 12. Second one goes through. 28-24 as 21 returns to the court for 11. It's Tom. Down to Abe, slung to Henry. Henry down the lane, down the gullet again. Another whistle called. Delay of game warning called on the Greek Freaks. Not entirely sure what the warning was about, but I think it was something that had to do with that celebration. Back in we go. Under 10 here from the SDFC. Mahir Hassan up in the mezzanine. Glad that you could tune in on this Tuesday night as 23 can't find 15, but he'll get it back. 20. Long three, 23. Can't board it. Jason to the ground. A tough take there from Jason Wright. Greek Freaks with a chance to reset. Here's Tom Penn now. Kavish Siddhartha misses the left wing three. Splits the defense. 21 batted again. Scrappy defense from the Greek Freaks. Has helped them at times. 23 jangles out. Geoff and what is currently a 6-1 run. Kavish down the lane, lost it. Last touched. It stays with the Greek Freaks. Sub coming in as 10 comes back into the game. 15 stays on the court. He told his team, don't get too greedy. Dottie on 15. He talked about this matchup pregame. He said, hey, I don't mind taking myself out of the game if it means we play good defense. 21 to Tom again. 15 flying all over the court. Gets past the screen and Tom gives it back. That's just great defense from the Disciples. In a moment they need it too. 23 to 10. Open lane. Henry Smarto with what seems to be his umpteenth rebound of the night. Great to see that big man on the court. He's got Kavish Siddhartha back in. He's got on the left lane, spinning around. Reverse! Got it! 28-28. And a delay of game will be called on Kavish Siddhartha because he bat the ball. Not sure who I blame here. He knows it. He's perplexed at it as well. A tortured man on the court, that's not Joe Alwyn. 7:15, play clock stopped. First free throw missed from 15. Play clock back up and running. In the referee's defense, contrary to what Kavish said, he did give a warning to the Greek Freaks. But at the same time, it seemed like a very inadvertent play. Kavish did not mean to do that as 15 misses both threes. Pardon me, misses both free throws, I should say. So 15, back to 20. Remains a tie game here from the SDFC on what could unofficially be called the regular season championship of the Tuesday League. 10, left wing, sinks it. So a 3-point trip on the technical for the Disciples. Jason in the corner. Abe on 15. 6:09. Abe rolling around. Triple team to Kavish again. Backing down on 10. Lucky shot. Can't get it to go. Finn Hogan with the rebound. Batted around. Back to Jason. Offensive boards galore. Abe. 3. Short again. Kavish, offensive rebound, flicks it up towards Jason. How about this possession? It's a Mogelson slithering around. He got it! And one! Now that is how you keep time, and that is how you keep a possession. Abe Mogelson Shy in Season 3. Shy for the first parts of Season 4. Blossoming back to his Season 2 peak on this Tuesday night. Free throw missed. Offensive board. Why not? Jack, 3. That was deflected on the way up. Cause for the air ball there. Ten. Grappled by Abe. He's been caught in foul trouble today, and that could be what it means. And Andrew Durst was calling for the timeout for a while. He'll let this one see. Kicked off Kavish's foot. We reset on the boundary. (20 on 20). That's being Jack. 10. Now takes it. 11. Deflected out. Jacob. Big board. Big push on 15. But it's a charge. A questionable call. 15. Not sure from this angle if he set his feet or not. But it seems like he had a good point. And the aggressiveness goes a little too much for the San Francisco Giants fan. 20 again. 20. Triple. Short. Rebounded by 12. Finn crashing in. No foul. 20. Bamboozled to 11. Double teamed. He gets it. A 3-point lead. 15 trying to steal it again. And now ball will go the other way. Timeout called by Andrew Durst. 3:17 left. Players still remaining on the court. Seems like a little bit of confusion. 6 players on the court for the Greek Freaks, and Kavish Siddhartha will take a seat. So Kavish on the bench. Jack is now in. And who's going on the bench here? Someone's going out, and it is Finn. Fair call there. No offense, Finn, but fair call. So now play will resume with Tom. Tom Penn on 15. Jack trying to set the screen. Henry, right lane, grappled up, downed again. Henry Smarto trying to prove what he's got. Not exactly season on the line, but it's a big game nonetheless. 20. 3 wriggles out. 11 with the offensive board. 15. Going around again. Up to 12. 15. Traveling. Baseline. 12. Met up physically by 8. 2:37. And number 12 heads back to the line. Still got one more game after this from the SDFC. Still unaware who's playing in the game. But that will be it. And then we're on to postseason play. Still undetermined whether that will be here in downtown Phoenix or in Tempe as it was last year. Jack goes to the bench. Jason back in. Whatever happens here, we're going to talk about on Coach's Corner next week. So stay tuned, folks. Twelve again, misses. Abe with the defensive rebound. Abraham crosses the timeline. Rolling around. 12 tries to get it back. Tom going the other way. Nice pass to Jason. Back to Tom. Top of the key. Almost got it. Henry lost it. 20 this time, winning the board battle. 135. 11. Left wing. Wiggles out. Still a 1-ball game. Jacob again. Long three. Bang! Jacob Mitkoff gives the Greek Freaks the lead for the first time in a while. 35-33. Last touch by Abe. Stays on the offensive side. 1:08. Play clock stop for now. Unfinished business for both teams. What a win tonight would be big in terms of playoff seeding. 10, short, 12, board, 20, step 3, off, 12, offensive board, 11, down the lane, 11, misses, Abe to Henry, 51 seconds. Tom, rolling around, double teamed, looking for the foul. It's Jason, misses. That would have been big. 36 seconds. 11 for the lead. Got it. 31.7. And a timeout's called by head coach Andrew Durst. Jacob Mitkoff with the triple before an answer back from the home side. 31.7. And if you're Andrew Durst, who do you put the ball in your hands? Who's getting it? It's Tom Penn with the whiteboard right now. Remember, it was Tom who took the last shot in the game against the Blue Jays last season. They were down 38-35. Tom was looking for a three-pointer to tie. He couldn't get it. Jack McCarthy went for a heave for glory from the volleyball line and fell short. Tom, board in his hands. Andrew Durst has praised this man ever since he's joined the squad in Season 3. He was the one that said, we got to lock the F in and do well against teams. And the official is going to tell them that with one more foul, the Greek Freaks, or rather, the disciples of the Father Devin Booker, are in the bonus. Ball stays with the Greek Freaks. 31.7 seconds left. A chance of an unbeaten season on the doorstep. Abe goes to Jacob. Jacob down the lane. He takes it himself. Strapped. 12 takes it back. Tom will get the foul off. 23.1 seconds left. Plenty of time for either side. 12 is coming to this game and has been well in the defensive and offensive glass. A big take there, trying to move to the fast break as Kavish now comes in. So a bigger lineup for head coach Andrew Durst. Bonus free throw in. The question is, if you're Andrew Durst, with the disciples in the bonus, do you opt for the layup here if he makes it and proceed to play the foul game? 12, 2 for 2. Disciples calling for no three-pointers. John Rothstein says it best, don't foul. Meanwhile, Abe to the rack, short, 12 with another board. 12 seconds left, 20, up to 10. They're going to try to clock this one out. 7 seconds, now 6.9. Haha, 6.9. And 10 goes to the line, trying to put this one, for the most part, on ice. A close game down the stretch, but a 5-0 run. 2 big buckets, one to take the lead, and then 2 free throws from number 12. Number 10 misses his, tipped up, back to Henry. Timeout, Andrew Durst and the Greek Freaks. In years past, a tie at the end of regulation would lead to a tie on the score sheet. Remember, this happened against the Greek Freaks last year, Season 2 against the Dream Team. They needed a result to make it, and the Dream Team tied it up. Pardon me for the finger. Dream Team tied it up 47-47. The Greek Freaks made it in, courtesy of their 500 record and their 3 rating. The rating of 3 on the sportsmanship test. It will be very interesting to see the 5 here. In a very limited game, Luke Foster on the bench. Same for Eric Matsumoto, Finn Hogan. Got a few big moments in this one. He stayed. The question is, do you opt for your better shooters here? Do you opt for your better free throw shooters? Do you opt for both? Do you opt for people in the paint? It is 5.2 seconds left. So for the most part, whoever gets the ball essentially has to shoot up a 3. It might be a desperation 3, but it'll be a 3 nonetheless. Tom with the inbound. It's Jacob. Looking there. It's Jacob there. Back to Tom. 4 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Tom shoots it up. Got it! Got it! Tie game for the STFC! Devin Booker, maybe the Disciples' father, but Dottie owns the Disciples tonight. You'll be answering to Dottie. And did it not count? Now there's a conversation. Is it too late? Did the buzzer sound when Tom left it? Well, he got it off before the buzzer, and the Greek Freaks go unbeaten for the first time in franchise history. A thrilling game down the side. Tom Penn showing up in the big moment. A final score, Greek Freaks 38. Disciples of the Father Devin Booker 38. What a thrilling game. What a defensive game. The matchup was decided on who got the offensive and defensive boards. But in the end, it came down to the big moment. Yes, indeed, Jason. I got it on tape. Head coach Andrew Durst might be coach of the year, for all you know. 2 wins without his starting small forward. He comes in for minimal time today. And Tom Penn gets the moment and gets the flowers he deserves, just like this team. 38-38, the final score. We'll see you next week for the playoffs. I'm Mihir Sinhasan. So long, have a great night, and stay safe. As always, don't forget to stay freaky.